Welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're taking a deep dive into a business that's honestly completely redefining how we handle some of the most crucial paperwork in our lives. I'm talking about FaithMarie's mobile notary. Now, if you've ever had to wrangle urgent legal documents, you know exactly how much of a headache it can be, right? But what FaithMarie's has done is, well, they've basically created the ultimate on-the-go solution for critical documentation. Think of them as your 24/7 document Swiss Army knife. Let's get right into it.
I want you to picture this. Have you ever scrambled to find a notary at, say, 6 p.m. on a Friday? Or maybe you suddenly needed a signature authenticated on a weekend right before a massive deadline? Yeah, we've all been there. And it's a completely panic-inducing situation. You know, you're rushing against the clock, furiously Googling, only to realize literally every office in town closed exactly at 5 p.m. It's just a huge universal friction point for all of us. Okay, let's dive into this comparison because honestly, this is where the value just hits you. On the left, we've got the old way. This is the headache we're all used to. You know, strict 9 to 5 hours, taking time off work to commute to some office, trying to force your life into their schedule. And then you usually end up sitting in a crowded waiting room where your privacy is basically zero. But contrast that with FaithMarie's solutions on the right. I mean, it's night and day. We're talking 24/7 availability. They're completely mobile, meaning they actually come directly to you. The hours flex around your life, not the other way around. And because they meet you wherever you prefer, your privacy and security are totally locked down.
Section 1. Comprehensive services, more than just a stamp. Because as you're about to see, just calling them a notary kind of undersells the whole shebang.
So the sheer breadth of what they handle is pretty wild. On the general side, you've got your everyday needs, things like acknowledgments, jurats, affidavits, and oaths. But where they really earn that Swiss Army knife title is with their specialized services. They handle incredibly sensitive estate planning documents like power of attorney and living wills. They do complex apostille services, I-9 employment verifications, and get this, they even offer certified wedding officiating. Seriously, from closing on your dream house to actually tying the knot, they've absolutely got you covered.
Let's look at how they tackle the really complex stuff like apostille assistance. If you've ever had to authenticate a document for international use, you know it is an absolute bureaucratic maze. But look at how smooth they make it here. Step 1, you just start your request online. Step 2, their specialists review it and literally get back to you within 30 minutes during business hours. And Step 3, they secure that apostille authentication for all 50 states. They just completely take the headache out of international paperwork.
And hey, speaking of avoiding headaches, they also do ink fingerprinting and I-9 employment eligibility verification right on location. Think about the friction of starting a new remote job. Usually you have to track down a police station or a specific vendor and just waste half your day. FaithMarie's completely eliminates that. You can get your employment verification and your fingerprints done right at your kitchen table. How great is that?
Section 2. Life's critical moments, empathy and care. Because look, not all paperwork is just business as usual. Sometimes we need a signature during the absolute toughest times in our lives.
And this is where their service becomes absolutely vital. FaithMarie's actually provides bedside hospital notary services. When a loved one is in the hospital, every single moment counts, right? You really shouldn't have to leave their side to go hunt down a notary for urgent things like a living will. So they come directly to facilities like Piedmont Rockdale, Piedmont Newton, Piedmont Eastside, and other regional hospitals. It's just a profound commitment to being there with genuine empathy when clients need them the most.
All right, Section 3, service areas, bringing the office to you. So now that we know what they do, you're probably wondering, okay, where exactly do they operate? Well, if you're in or around Rockdale County, Georgia, listen up. Their primary footprint is huge, covering Rockdale, Newton, Gwinnett, Henry, and DeKalb counties. We're talking direct mobile service to Conyers, Covington, Decatur, Lithonia, Lawrenceville, Loganville, McDonough, Stockbridge, plus a specific 10-mile radius around Honey Creek and Lakeview Estates. Basically, if you live or work in these spots, you instantly have a mobile office ready to roll up to your door.
Which brings us to Section 4, a trusted professional standard. Why FaithMarie's? Because, sure, convenience is amazing, but when you're dealing with legal documents and identities, the absolutely most critical factor is trust.
And the bedrock of that trust is their credentialing. FaithMarie's is fully certified and background checked by the National Notary Association, the NNA. So you aren't just inviting some random person with a stamp into your living room. You are working with a verified, legally sound professional. This guarantees your most sensitive documents are handled accurately and with total confidentiality every single time. But honestly, you don't just have to take the NNA's word for it. The social proof from actual clients is overwhelming. One client said she is very meticulous about what she does, maintains privacy of her clients. And let's be real, when it comes to legal paperwork, meticulous and private are exactly the words you want to hear. It just shows a deep respect for the gravity of the work. Another client highlighted their dedication, saying, FaithMarie is an exemplary notary public servant, going above and beyond to accommodate her clients. She's committed to serving. This speaks right back to that 24/7 availability we talked about earlier. In fact, if she happens to be busy when you call, she always rings you right back. That level of accessibility completely shatters the old 9-to-5 model.
And you know, the ultimate proof of a great business? Repeat customers. Another reviewer flat out said, prompt, personable, and professional. I definitely recommend. Her service was so nice, we hired her twice. Earning repeat business for something like notary services really speaks volumes. It proves they don't just execute a transaction. They provide a genuinely positive, friendly experience.
So what's the big takeaway here? Well, if you're in their service area, real peace of mind is literally just a call or a text away. With their 24/7 mobile service and same-day appointments, you can actually reach them right now at 954-549-7566 or visit them online at conyersmobilenotary.us. Definitely keep that info handy because it really is that fast and easy to get an expert to your door. Which leaves us with one final, pretty important question to ponder as we wrap up this explainer. When life demands a signature, who will you trust to be there? Whether you're closing a business deal, finalizing an estate plan, or needing urgent hospital bedside assistance, having a reliable mobile partner like FaithMarie's just completely changes the equation. Thanks so much for joining me as we explored this awesome service. Until next time, keep learning.